Gospel Glam, hey, how you doing? How you doing? Miss Kim, hey, how are you? How art thou? Come on in, come on in, come on in. Sincerely Bree, how you doing? How you doing? Get y'all in a relaxed mood coming in. While we put in this work. Hey, K baby, how you doing? Ebony, hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Latrice, how you doing? How you doing? Let this music soothe y'all for a minute. Okay, Nicole, how you doing? Latoya, how are you doing? Peace Harmony, hey, what's up? Y'all come on in. We're gonna put a little work in tonight. But we're gonna make sure we nice and relaxed first. T-Rona, how you doing, lady? Latrice, I can definitely do that. I did one that has certified on it and it has a diamond. Butterflyness, hey, I see all these dimes up in here. We got a certified crew up in here tonight. Hey, hey, hey. Y'all come on in, come on in. And if you don't mind, good people, checking that like button out as you come in the building. Thank you, K baby. You already on it. Patricia, hey, how you doing? Miss Fat, hey, look at these dimes. Hey. Okay, Nicole, I just got our work, boss. Aries, hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? I'm drinking some green tea with honey and lemon, so I'm truly... Oh, yeah, you relax. You trying to get that good sleep. That's all right. I figured if I played some jazz and didn't play the actual songs that YouTube would leave me alone, so I guess I'll see a little bit later. So, guys, of course, you know this is Carolina Diamond, the Epiphany of Change. Y'all forgot about that part, didn't you? Dr. Rogers. Hey, y'all, I'm just stopping in to say hello. I'm in the hospital. We praying for you, Boston. Take care of yourself. Hey, Cherry, we praying for you. But I'm like slowly transitioning my channel over to what it was supposed to be in the beginning. So we're still gonna joke and do all that stuff. We'll actually be doing that a little bit more because that's what I do. That's what I like doing. I'm not for all the bouffalet. That's just, life is so much better without it. That's all I can say. It's so much better without it. So I'm assuming that everybody on here knows me, but y'all know what happens when you assume. So allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is... Sorry about that. My bad. Carolina Diamond, Dr. Rogers, Doc, Sherelle, shoot, Cat, whatever you want to call me. Hey, Miss D, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Tiff, hey, hey, hey. Shout out to the Dimes. Some people know, some people don't. I am a certified life coach. I had to put some of that stuff on the back burner because of all the stuff that was going on. I was, Brie. I was about to say it. H to the, okay. But yeah, I put some of that on the back burner because I had, you know, people going after your businesses and stuff like that, and just had people just doing some messy stuff. So I put that to the back, right? But we're going back there, okay? Because that's what I do now. So we're going back there. So you didn't have fun with the bottle. Girl, bye. Shout out to everybody that was on the live last night. Shout out to everybody that was on the live last night. And shout out to Trent, Opinionated News. I had spoken to Trent a good bit, and I know that even though he does his YouTube, I knew that he had a history with comedy. So since he came on and we didn't have a lot of people that were trying to play the game because y'all was scared. But anyway, I just wanted him to kind of touch on, you know, that stuff a little bit because, you know, laughter is good for the soul, and we laughed. So if you weren't there, Jesus, Joseph and Mary, that's all I can tell you. Bless his little pill bottle heart. That's all I can say. Bless his little heart. Miss Vern, how you doing? How you doing? So you can go back and check that out from last night. It's a long video. It's long. And listen, I'm in there looking like Casper, the friendly ghost, the black version. Because we had an all-out just blackout last. I got my lights. Yes, they came on about 5:05 this morning. Yeah, a complete blackout last night from this storm. 5:05, Miss Fat. 5:05. So, yeah, and the only reason why I know is because I heard my printer and everything start going off all at one time. I'm like, what the what? So, yeah. Yeah, I was hot. I was hot. Fortunately, I'm always cold, so it wasn't too bad. But it was we had a good time last night. We had a good time. And we stayed on here until my phone died. It literally died. Okay? It died. Graveyard dead. But yeah. So just giving you just a little background with me. My other job and the stuff that people like to put out there, that does not matter because that has nothing to do with what I do on YouTube. I come to you on YouTube as a life coach and a life coach only. I come to you as Carolina Diamond. That's it. All that other miscellaneous buffale is for the birds. Let's continue. Okay. So the title that I put up in here, and I'm going to need y'all to talk back to me. Okay? I'm going to need for you. Yeah, we got Latrice on the job. We got Latrice on the job. We got some popos up in here. We got the like button popos up in here. So y'all better handle your business. Handle your business. Okay? I got to say it like I'm in Georgia since I'm sitting in Georgia right now. I got to be a little scrappy right now. Your business. So the topic for tonight is permission to step out of darkness. And like I was saying, I'm going to need y'all to talk back to me. I don't like talking to myself because that's the problem. I'm just saying. But I thought about that today because I was thinking about all the stuff that's going on and how people feel that they need permission for one thing and they need permission for something else. And I'm sitting here like, and Miss D says she ran out of the darkness. Step away from the lights, Carolyn. Step away from the lights. Some people feel, there you go, Latrice. Why would I need permission to go into the light? Some people feel that they need permission for things. Now I know if you're not a person that feels like, Boston, we still doing it. You can't tell these cheeks done went down some. Bird, hey, how you doing? Some people feel like they gotta have people's permission in order to do certain things. We've been seeing that for a while. Ever since I've been on these YouTube streets, I've been seeing it. And the problem is, it's not so much that they are afraid of the possibilities, the positive possibilities. This go my daddy, Tara Bruce to Sue. Sue Bruce, what's up, Spitfire? Oh, Lord. Y'all, shout out Spitfire in here. Got that stuff started last night, yesterday morning, early in the morning. Shout out to Spitfire. But I do want you to take note that there is no more uncle being mentioned. That's all I'm saying. Relax and take notes. I'm going to turn the music up on that for a minute. So, needing permission. Needing permission. No, Lord, don't. I ain't gonna get started on that one. Don't you? I did it to him before you did. I knew that. So, Gigi, hey, my close friend name is Gigi. So you see this stuff going on, and it's like people need permission. Let me put this on pause for a minute. Yeah, that girl had my head hurting so bad yesterday. I'm talking about that Spitting Fire girl that's on here. She had my head hurting so bad yesterday because I was laughing so hard. I felt like I had a darn migraine times 10. You hear me? I felt like I had a migraine times 10 fooling with her. But the bad part is, I couldn't stop watching it. I could not stop watching it. And it was because of her laugh. Her laugh is freaking contagious. It was just her laugh. I mean, the thing was funny, I ain't gonna lie. But her laugh while it was going on, that's what got me. That's what got me. So, since my cousin is Spitting Fire's dad, just know that me and Spitting Fire, we cousins. So I do have some, attire that say, cousins in them. Yeah, she was. I don't know anything about the text. What did the text say? Oh, now me and Spitting Fire might have a family reunion. A family reunion. So in between her doing all this stuff and then Trent coming on and he talking about his pills and having to go see the gonorrheacologist, yeah, my head was banging. I was kind of glad that the power went out because I couldn't see with the darn lights on. YouTube made you take it off. Wow. It was funny. You know you didn't have any questions about whether or not I was going to say something about it. It was funny to me. But your laugh did it for me. You know I'm going to laugh at you anyway. But that laugh did it for me. Oh, I didn't see it. Oh, you're going to have to send it to me. You got to send it to me. You got to send it to me. See? Spitting Fire needed permission. YouTube said no, so she needed permission. See how I just segued back into that? You did an edit. Okay, I'm going to have to go check it out. I got to go check it out. So, most of us birds say y'all had me in tears. No, he had us in tears because Lord have mercy. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get back on task. But that joker kept shaking that pill bottle, and you could tell that each one of those pills weighed 3 pounds a piece. That's all I'm going to say. Each one of those pills weighed 3 pounds apiece. And every time he shook them things, they sound like some maracas. Lord bless his little heart, boy. I ain't gonna get started on that because I don't want my head hurting again. I don't want my head hurting again. Hold up. You're supposed to make. Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Okay, so let me break it down. Okay. So just the needing permission thing. People feel like they need permission to be who they are. People feel like they need permission to say what they want to say, to believe that what they want to believe. And we got to get out of that. People feel like let me tell you something. I'm not going to do that. We'll leave it alone. If he want that man to be his uncle, then that man can be his uncle. That's all I'm going to say. If he want him to be his uncle, then let him be his uncle. But people just feel like they need permission for things. Now, for those of us who are, I'm going to say our level of security is high enough that we know that we don't need people's permission for things, then this wouldn't make too much sense to us. Like, why would I need anybody's permission to do anything, right? But for people that aren't secure in themselves, if people who they may have low self-esteem, people may be lonely and feel like they don't have anybody else, and they're in a situation or have put themselves in a situation where they feel like I got to have I have to have permission for certain things, right? Hey, Wish, how you doing? And that's what happens with a lot of people. So that's what we're looking at right now. My problem is, you say, hey, One Pap, how you doing, lady? Y'all give a shout out to One Pap, too. We got Spitting Fire and Papoose in here. Give it up for the ladies. Give it up for the ladies. Oh, God, I forgot. K-Baby, too. She's a blogger, too. Give it up for the ladies. Miss January, hey, Miss Wanda, hey. But too much of that is going on out here. And it's like sometimes you got to give people a reminder that you don't need permission to do a darn thing. Spitting Fire, if you still in here, I need you to be the dedicated cursor for me in here tonight, because you know what it is. They feel like they need permission. And you don't need permission from anybody to do anything, because whatever gifts you were blessed with, those are your blessings. And you don't have to get permission from anybody to do what you were purposed to do. Period. But some people feel this way. And when it comes to walking out of darkness, see, that's a hard thing to do. Because sometimes you sit in darkness so long, you start getting used to it. Now, all right, Papoose, put him in there for me. Put him in there for me. Put him in there for me. Now, we talk about darkness, and people like, you talking about darkness. Darkness is what you was sitting in last night when your lights went out because you didn't pay your power bill. No, not that kind of darkness. And it wasn't because I didn't pay my power bill. But y'all know how these YouTube people do. Y'all know. She ain't pay her bill. Up here sitting on YouTube trying to be cute and she ain't got no power. It's buffering. God, I hate that it's buffering. That's why I didn't do it on my live stream, hoping that it wouldn't buffer. But when you see people in darkness, you see those people, they're usually alone. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're destitute. Those people tend to be selfish. Like, they don't see anybody else's needs but theirs. Nobody and nothing else matters except them. It doesn't matter what happens to them. It's all about them and woe is me. And they're just in darkness. They are just in darkness. This person is angry all the time. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Why are you so angry? They're angry all the time and don't know why. They hate everything around them except the things that make them feel good at the time. They are looking for things that are self-fulfilling. It's not about fulfilling anyone else. Everything is about self-fulfillment. And if they don't have something that's picking them up or making them feel important, then they're walking around and they're angry about everything. And if something good happens to somebody, they're angry about it. If anything positive that's going on with somebody else, even if it's somebody that they like, even if it's someone that they're close to, they're angry about it. They have a problem with it. Sometimes they'll say something to the person about it. A lot of times they won't. They'll just sit and they'll allow envy and jealousy to take over. And now you're working with a whole other monster. And you start doing things based on that envy and that jealousy. Your actions become malicious. And that's what starts happening with this thing. Ooh. All about them, right, SR? If it ain't about them, it ain't popping. If it ain't about them, it ain't popping. This person tends to be conniving. Lack of grown folks sex and lack of priorities. True story, pal. True story. These people tend to be conniving. They tend to be very manipulative. Again, if it's not about them, then it's not happening. Darkness. These people also tend to be careless. They just run around. They just run amok. You see what I'm saying? They run amok. You have people trying to correct. They go another direction. You have people trying to correct and redirect. They go into another direction. They're not trying to hear those things because they have so much darkness around them. They don't even see the darkness, y'all. That's what I need y'all to understand. Somebody that's walking around in darkness has been walking around with their eyes closed for a long time. And the only time that they realize that they have been walking around in darkness is when they open their eyes. Now catch that. They walk around in darkness so long with their eyes closed that they don't realize that the only reason why it was so dark and why it's been dark for so long, how you doing, Beauty Is Me, is because they've been walking around with their eyes closed. But the moment that they open their eyes, boy, look here. They see it was a whole world going on outside of all that darkness that they had going on. Now, some of them try to get with the program, you know, and see, oh, man, I like this light. That darkness, I was just bumping into stuff. I couldn't see where I was going. I didn't know what I was doing. Man, I kind of like this light thing. How you doing, DC Native? I kind of like this light thing. I like being able to see. I like being aware. I like being awoke. But then you'll have those that are so deep in their darkness that, nah, we ain't having this light. And they're going to go and try to put everybody's light out that's around them. How dare you sit here and try to stand or walk or do anything in any light? It's like the little boy that always had the little flies following him. Everywhere that he go, like that darkness just sit there. You know, like a little baby with a little stank diaper. You know, and little flies be following him around all the time because he got a little stank in his diaper. You know what I'm talking about? That's how that darkness follows you all around. I don't know about y'all, but I ain't trying to have no flies and gnats following me all day. I'm just saying. Stand up and be counted. Hey, I ain't trying to have no flies, gnats, or nothing else following around me all day. I'll take the light for 100, Alex. Just give me the light. So you have these people being careless. These people have lack of empathy. They have no understanding for anybody else but themselves. Whenever they're doing, they don't understand. And let me change that. It's not that they don't understand. They choose not to understand. So it's like whenever something is being done and people are saying, when you're darkest tired, you can't see nobody else. Eyes are blood. Beauty Is Me. It's a true story. True story. True story. you walking around with those eyes closed so you can't see what you're doing to other people. But for some reason, you can see what other people doing to you. Now I'm calling foul on that. Spitfire, you right. When you start being happy for other people's blessings, that's when you start receiving blessings. And it takes people a long time to get that. It takes people a long time to get that. But that comes with understanding, and that comes with people opening their eyes. You can't walk around with your eyes closed all your life. And that's what a lot of people have been doing. And you can't understand why you got so many bumps and bruises. You done bumped your knee, bumped your arm, broke your foot, you broke your nose, broke your eye. You done broke everything because you've been walking around bumping into everything in the dark because you refuse to open your eyes. The first step, you can open one eye at a time. You don't even have to open both of them at the same time. Just open one. Start there. That's hard too. Got me feeling a little off right now. Open your eyes. Darn it. Thank you, bird. But that lack of empathy is what causes people to refuse to open up their eyes. Because there's some things that they don't want to see. It's not that they can't see it. You know, you got people, you seeing stuff, and everybody like, dog, you see that? And you always got that one that act like they don't see nothing. I ain't see nothing. What y'all talking about? I ain't see that. Yeah, it's always one. That's that person that's walking around in darkness, acting like they ain't see a darn thing. Oh, you saw it. You just got so much darkness around you, you letting that darkness cloud your vision right now. And you ain't gonna see it until it happened to you. That's when you gonna see it. But it's okay, again, it's okay to open your eyes. Yes, got a hard time accepting themselves. And that's the thing, Miss January, that's real important right there. Because some people won't open their eyes because they're scared that they may just pass a mirror in the process. And they for darn sure don't want to see what they look like. And I'm not talking about physically. You understand what I'm saying? They don't want to see what they look like because they know they got all kinds of stuff going on. And whatever people may see on the outside may not be pretty. So why open your eyes? If you don't want to see what you're looking at, then why open your eyes? It makes sense, right? So let me just walk around bumping into stuff. Getting knocked out because I'm just walking into walls. Walking around in a circle thinking I'm going somewhere. Nope, you keep walking around in the same circle. That's why everything keeps happening. This is a cyclic thing. You keep circle, 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 circle. You keep making right turns. You know what happens when you keep making right turns? You just going in a circle. Round, and you just going in a darn circle. And you think you don't went miles. You think you don't went miles down the road and you standing in the same spot. All you did was start making a darn snowman out there, a little angel or something with your little path, your little tracks that you left with your feet. You're just walking in a circle, not going anywhere. Until you open your eyes. Oh, dang, I didn't know I was walking in the same spot. Well, you would have known that had you opened your eyes. You would have known that had you stopped waiting for permission from other people to open your eyes. See, because that's some people's problems too. It's not that they don't want to open their eyes. It's that they don't think they have permission. They are waiting on someone else to tell them. Simon has to say it's okay to open their eyes. And if Simon don't say it, y'all know how that go. It ain't happening, Captain. Simon says. So we sitting here waiting on Simon. Or they sitting there waiting on Simon. Simon done went, went about his business, done went and paid his bills, done went and got some food, done went and cooked some food, done fed the masses, done went and went to the beach, went to the mountains. Simon done went everywhere in the world, and you still sitting there like a little foo-foo waiting on Simon to tell you to open up your devilish eyes. I'm just saying. You got to give yourself permission. You got to give yourself permission. I'm just saying. Wake up. So, when I was just going over this little stuff and I'm thinking about the whole thing, and I'm like, you know what? When I look at some of the stuff that's going on out here, it's almost like, and I ain't gonna go there with y'all completely, but this is just the parable that it reminds me of. It's like, it's almost like the prodigal son. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, you've been blessed by the best, right? You've been given all these things. You have been blessed. You've had all these beautiful, wonderful things that have been bestowed upon you by the best. You know what I'm saying? Like by the best designer, the best whatever in the world. This stuff has been given to you. And what you do is take advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? Because you feel like, well, I don't owe nobody nothing. Yeah, you did this for me, but I don't owe you nothing. So I don't have to do the right thing. I don't have to respect you. I don't have to do none of this stuff, even though you know it's the right thing to do. But because you're walking around with your eyes still closed, you sit up there and you think that even though somebody blessed you with something or helped take care of you or helped do some things for you, you like that son, you know, to just run away. That son that says, Daddy, listen, just in case you're not familiar with the story, let me just give you a little pinch of the story. You know, you like that son that say, Daddy, I don't want to wait for you to die. I want my stuff now. I want it now, okay? So you that person that forces the daddy's hand, like, you know what, son, I love you. Let me go ahead and give you and your brother your stuff right now, even though y'all ain't supposed to have it till after I die. Let me go ahead and give you all my life belongings and everything right now. Only for you. You know you got that one child. Only for you to go and waste it all. Give your daddy your natural behind to kiss and dare him to say something. So that prodigal son went to a whole other country, just blew every bit of his everything he got from his daddy. He just blew it. Buying it on women, spending on women, buying it on all this stuff right here. Y'all know if this was today, they all on Amazon buying up everything. Just buying up everything and just treating people all kind of way. Just because they feel like they got the power. You know what I'm saying? About like YouTube. I got these views. I got these subscribers. So I can treat people any kind of way. You know, I just thought that was a good comparison right there. So you got this prodigal son and he's over here doing all this stuff until one day he finds himself broke. He doesn't have a dime. You're talking about a man that came upon all these riches. And while he's sitting up there ripping and running and disrespecting everybody and giving people his behind to kiss, people that looked out for him, while he was doing all these things, he didn't realize that he lost every dime that he had. He lost every dime. And while he was losing that money, the country that he was in, this country started having to deal with famine and they got all this stuff going on. Now you sitting up here. And the same person that put themselves up here and was giving everybody their butt to kiss and was walking around in darkness, he had to open his eyes one day and realize, dang, I'm by myself. Dang. Where did everybody go? How dare they leave me? I gave them this. I gave them that. If it wasn't for me, this one wouldn't have this. If it wasn't for me, this one wouldn't have that. How dare they leave me in the middle of a famine? How dare they? But I guess you have to answer that question for yourself. So in the midst of all this, that prodigal son realizes, you know what, I got to do something. So even though he wouldn't go and just do the right thing, because that's all he had to do. All he had to do was just go do the right thing. He said, you know what? I'm not going to go back to my dad and my brother and say sorry or repent for the stuff that I did. I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that. I'd rather sit here and all these people right here that got these pigs and hogs and all this stuff, I'll just make myself a little pig farmer, because that way I can eat. I'll do that. I'll be a pig farmer before I go back and tell these people I was wrong. I'll be a pig farmer before I go back and say, can you help me? I'll be a pig farmer. Cleaning up behind swine. Right? But catch this. That prodigal son, even with him being a pig farmer, do you not know the people that he was farming for? Because he sold himself. He sold himself as a pig farmer. Do you not know the people would not let him partake in the eating of the swine? Now you done did all these people wrong all this time. And now you coming to them to work for them as a slave. And they won't let you eat the rations, the pickings from these hogs. So that prodigal son is sitting there. He looking sad. See, this is what you call darkness, y'all. He, woe is me. Why is everybody doing this to me? The prodigal son was the victim. And it wasn't until those eyes, he's opening those eyes slowly. And he said, you know what? What I should do is go to my dad, right? And tell my dad that I was wrong. What I should do is say, look, I was wrong and I'm not even worthy of being called your son. Please forgive me. Just let me come and work and be one of the slaves. That's what I should do. Because see, the prodigal son was always plotting and planning. It was never about just going to do the right thing. He didn't give himself permission to do the right thing. It was always about getting stuff the fast way. It was always about getting stuff the easy way. It was always about getting stuff the grimy way. It was never about doing the right thing. Now, it got so bad he didn't have a choice. So after he said, well, this is what I should do, so he started walking. Now he in a whole other country now, so he got to get all the way back. He got to get all the way back over there to his family. Because see, he done hit rock bottom. You in darkness. You done hit rock bottom. It ain't so nice down there. You can't even get the rations from the pigs. The pigs that you helping to clean. Messing with their slop. You can't even get the rations from the pigs. And these were the people that were beneath you before. And they won't even give you rations from the pigs. So he starts walking back to his father. Miles on top of miles on top of miles. Hey, woman of God, on top of miles on top of miles. And he was getting close. He was getting close, but he wasn't close enough so that people could make out who he was, or at least he thought. But in the distance, his dad, the one that he gave his butt to kiss and basically said, bump you, and the dad is like the people. You know what I'm talking about? Okay, so the dad saw miles and miles. The dad spotted him, and the dad took off running to him. You know what I'm talking about? That dad took off running to him, and when he saw him, he jumped on him, dropped down on his neck and started kissing his neck and kissing his face, telling his son that he was so glad to see him. I'm so glad that you came back. And the son said, Dad, I'm sorry. I did y'all wrong. I gave you my butt to kiss. I gave my family my butt to kiss. I am not worthy of even being called your son. Please forgive me. Remember I told you he was sitting there plotting and planning and said, what I should say is, well, he got there and he said it. And he said, all I want to do is just let me come and work for you as a slave. You see what happens when that man up there makes you start humbling yourself? All I want to do is just come to you and work for you as a slave. Will you let me do that? That daddy said, what are you talking about? Hey, all my helpers, go and get my son some sandals to put on his feet. Go and get my son his robe that he is supposed to be wearing. Go and get my son his ring to put on his finger. Go and get him that big calf that we've been putting all this food into so that we can have a celebration. That dad said we're going to celebrate because my son is back home. My son is alive. He was dead, but now he is alive. We are going to celebrate. And that prodigal son didn't know what was going on. He's like, what the what? I did all this stuff to you. I talked about you. I called you everything but a child of God. I talked about this person, mama. I talked about this person, mama, daddy, grandma, children, uncle. I talked about all these people. I cursed this person out. I called this person to be. You mean to tell me after I did all this? In spite of me doing all this, in spite of me giving these people my straight natural behind to kiss, in spite of me threatening people, telling them I'm going to do A, B, C, and D, in spite of me doing all that, you still show me love? How can you do that? And the prodigal son sitting there, feeling some type of way because I'm pretty sure he's thinking like, this can't be real. Ain't no way I done did all this stuff to y'all. You just gonna let me come back like that? Ain't no way. Because I know I wouldn't do it, so I just can't believe that you gonna do it. So far off in the distance, the other brother, the older brother, I told you that the dad split his money between the two. That brother's out there in the fields because the whole time while the prodigal son was out there ripping and running to giving the daddy and his brother his straight behind the kiss, that man stayed out there and helped take care of his family. He stayed there and he was loyal. He was loyal to a fault to his dad. And so he asked one of the helpers, what is going on? What is this music? Why are they celebrating? And the helper said, well, your brother came home. And your dad was so happy that he had us go get the calf, go put it on the fire, get it flamed up. He got music playing. He got the people out on the street. They two-stepping. They doing everything because he's so excited that your brother is back. What this brother says, hold on. Something ain't right. Now I got to go see my daddy because something ain't right. Because that jigger gave us his straight butt to kiss. He done did all this stuff to us. F you, and F you, who's next? Like he done did all this stuff to us and he just gonna come back like ain't nothing happened and I been here the whole time? So this man goes and approaches daddy and he like, yo, daddy, what's good? What's going on? Why we celebrating for this dude? And he did all this stuff. Like this don't even make sense. And the dad being the dad that he is, y'all know, I told y'all about it. We talked about that agape love before. He's like, because my son is alive. He was once dead and now he's alive. Let's talk about like my son has resurrected. You understand? Because when he was out there in that darkness, it was almost like he was dead. Because you're walking around with your eyes closed, you are not living life. Life is living you, but you are not living life. You are walking around in a cloud of deceit. You are not living life. Everything is a facade. And the person that's walking around in that darkness, like that prodigal son, see, everything was good in the beginning. But see, that's how the little man be playing tricks on you, because he make you, while you got your eyes closed, oh, he can sell you some dreams now. Dreams come for free. He can sell you some dreams. So he got you thinking that everything is good. You know what I'm saying? And all the stuff that you doing, don't worry about that. You don't need them. You don't need them. Right? Bump them. They gonna need you before you need them. Bump them. You got all the power. Can't nobody do nothing to you. And so that's how he's walking around. And so this brother had reminded that, like, you don't remember when he was doing all this stuff? And that daddy like, listen, I'm just glad that he's back. I can't worry about his transgressions. I'm just glad that my son basically came back and repented. Spitfire cannot with you. He came back and he repented. And see, at the end of the day, well, let me finish this out. So that other brother, he won't feeling that. Basically, like, that's it, that's all. He was like, I don't know about all that. All I know is what this jigger did. You know what I'm saying? Now, you can sit here and you can celebrate about him coming back. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I ain't got nothing to do with all that. I ain't got nothing to do with all that. And so he went on about his business. He didn't take part in the celebration. He didn't want to have no parts in that. Like, because I ain't forget what you did. That's your daddy. I guess he got to forgive you, but I don't. And I'm not. So, of course, they had a little friction there. Now, there's not too much more detail in how these brothers ended up making out, but we know that the dad, he was just high on this thing, because in the end, our father, he just wants us to make things right, And in the process of us making things right, some people may not like it. You get what I'm saying? How dare you go and try to reconcile with these people over here? How dare you go and play nice or make nice with these people after they've done A, B, C, D, E, F, G, or whatever you claim they did? How dare you go and be cordial to these people? How dare you? So they're not going to understand that. Yeah, they won't get it. They won't get it. So as long as you listen to those people, then you're going to sit in that darkness. Because these are the people that you feel like you need permission from. When if you open up your eyes, you realize that the only person that you ever needed permission from was from yourself and your father. These other people don't... When you open up your eyes so that you can see the way to go, then you can grant yourself permission. If you choose to do the right thing. The important thing to get out of this is not just that whenever we do something wrong, we need to go back and try to make things right. And there are going to be some people, they're not going to want to fix things. Just like that brother, and it wasn't because he was hateful, it was because he did not forget what was done to him and his dad. But you don't need that brother's permission to do the right thing. That's what I'm saying. Instead of people walking around in darkness, why not just tell the truth? Instead of people walking around in darkness and having to come after people and do all this other stuff, why not choose peace? Why not give yourself permission for that? Instead of walking around in darkness with your eyes closed and getting all these bumps and bruises because you can't see, why not just submit like I'm done? I ain't even trying to do all this. Let's try a little bit of submission. I'm just saying. See, this stuff right here, it's free. And let me tell you something. When you got peace, oh, Lord. I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about, but when you have peace, y'all know I'm talking about that peace that surpasses all understanding. When you can go to sleep at night and sleep and not have to worry about the buffalo. When you can go and take care of things when they need to be taken care of. When you can just live. Not because you got to do it the way that somebody wants you to do it. You live the way you want to live. You can just get up and be free. Boy, that's a good feeling, boy. Let me tell you. You can't buy that kind of peace. I promise you. You can't get it on eBay. You can't get it on Amazon. Amazon Prime ain't gonna get it for you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna get it on Groupon. It ain't happening. If you give yourself permission to do the right thing, you see how that prodigal son is searching for the truth? I don't know, because see, that prodigal son was in deep. He was in deep now. I mean, he was in that mess so deep, it was up to his waist. It was waist deep. He was deep in it. And he still found a way to go back home. It's never too late to go back home. Never. It's never too late. But it has to be something that you want to do. It can't be something that's forced on you. It can't be something that you're doing because somebody else told you to do it. You see what I'm saying? Even with the income and all that stuff, for me, and I'm just going to speak on just my take on it. For me, it's bigger than people wanting money. It's bigger than that. It's bigger than it's so much bigger than that. At the end of the day, there are a lot of things that are at work here. You understand? And if you don't get your spirit right, I ain't talking about religion now. If you don't get your spirit right, then you'll never have peace. And as long as these people are walking around with these dark spirits, walking around in darkness, the blind leading the blind, then it will continue to be a cycle of confusion. It will continue to be a cycle full of chaos. And you can throw money up in it. And people say that money is the root of all evil. No, I believe people are the root of all evil. Because money ain't never did nothing to anybody. I ain't never seen money hit nobody. I ain't never seen money slap nobody. Money ain't never threatened nobody. Money ain't never ran nobody over with a car. Money ain't never pulled a gun on nobody. Money ain't never did any of that. That was man and his ways. So until we get this right, and I'm talking about mind, body, and soul. But searching the root cause of a thing always rooted evil intent. See, that's the thing. That's not money. It's the intent. That comes from in here. That's what I'm saying. Money has no intentions. We give money too much credit. Money can't do nothing but sit there. I ain't never seen a dollar walking around unless it was walking around for one of these companies outside trying to let people know that they were doing taxes or something. I ain't never seen money walking around doing nothing to nobody. No, those are people. It's just like when people say that guns are the issue and guns kill people. No, it's not guns killing people. It's people that are killing people. See, we got to make sure that we are pointing the finger at the right thing. We have to be directing our attention towards the right thing, because where the money is there or not, if a person doesn't have good intentions, if their heart isn't right, if their spirit isn't right, if it's not money that leads them down one road, then it'll be something else. They'll find something else. It doesn't have to be money. It doesn't have to be money. Because when it comes to people abusing things, if a person has an abusive mindset, they'll find anything to abuse. Whether it's money, whether it's attention, whether it's sex, whether it's gambling, whether it's working, it can be anything. If you already have an abusive, or let's take it away from abusive, an addictive mindset, because that's where all this stuff starts coming in. There's a lot of things that are wrapped up in all of this. There are a lot of things that are wrapped up in it. And I'm not saying that money isn't a part of it. But money isn't the start, and it for darn sure ain't the end. That's it. That's it. But I will say, I see greed in here, and the one thing that I would say we have to be careful of with this is remembering that when it comes to greed, I will even go as far and take it biblically and say gluttony. We are all guilty. We have all sinned and fell short. So I try to be real careful with some of that. Because that extra food that you sit there eating that you know you ain't got no business eating, that's greed. That's greed. You done sat there and got your belly full and it felt like it was going to pop and you just had to go and get that one last thing. That's greed. Now, y'all got the coach right now, so I ain't cutting no corners with you. It is what it is. None of us are exempt when it comes to greed. None of us. Where the problem comes in at, and I saw one of these words up here, ego, most definitely. The most important thing that people fall short of is control. Lack of control is one of the biggest enemies for a lot of people. lack of control. And this is the reason that people feel that they need to get permission from people, because they don't have their own self-control. So they are expecting other people to help control them. And this is why they need people's permission to step out of the darkness into the light. Hope y'all enjoyed this live. Y'all got Dr. Rogers' Epiphany of Change, life coach extraordinaire. And that's all that we are going to do with this. I'm going to be breaking this down in segments. This is one of the ones that I chose to talk about tonight, stepping out of darkness. Hopefully this message hits somebody the right way. You know what I'm saying? If you already in lightness, then hopefully it'll help get somebody else there. Because that's what we trying to do. I ain't trying to be sitting up here going back and forth with people all day. Grown people, nah, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. You got it. You're going to have to handle that. Just saying. Just do the right thing. That's it. So, if you guys are interested in donating to my channel, my Cash App is not on there, but I will start putting my information up there. My Cash App is Carolina Dime, D-I-M-E, $ Carolina Dime. If you are interested in becoming a certified dime, a certified D-I-A-M, then make sure that you join. Become a member today. We have to get, well, I won't put that up there. But anyway, we need to get to a certain number so that we can start doing more personal lives. So if you're interested in becoming a certified dime, you got a join button. All these green folks you see up in here, they're certified. Certified dimes. There it is. All right. If you have not subscribed to the channel, subscribe. If you like the content, subscribe. If you don't like the content, subscribe anyway. How about that? All right. Like the video if you haven't liked it already. I'm just saying, if you don't like it, like it anyway. Okay. With that being said, thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you next time. See you next time. Bye.